Morgan Wallen was seen smiling in a mugshot despite the grave charges he's facing, which could lead to a substantial penalty. If found guilty to the maximum degree, his music career will likely be put on hold. The big question now is, could Morgan Wallen end up in jail? Wallen is set to appear in court on May 3rd, coinciding with his scheduled performance at the 69,000 capacity Nashville's Nissan Stadium. Since Wallen's arrest, TV and digital media is flooded with everyone having an opinion on what happens to Wallen now. The key issue in the case revolves around the perceived lethal nature of a chair thrown from over 50 feet above onto a bustling street. The fact that no one was harmed might also play a role in the legal proceedings. And one more thing that may be factored in while making the decision is legal precedence. A chair being thrown from the top of a building isn't a common occurrence. But it also turns out that it isn't too rare as well. 2 years before Morgan Wallen's arrest, a Vanderbilt student was injured by a chair tossed from another bar's rooftop. The bar has a surprise link to Morgan Wallen, as it is owned by his friend Jason Aldean. Before we dive into the details of the case, let's see what the law has to say about Morgan's arrest. Morgan faces 3 felony counts of reckless endangerment and 1 misdemeanor count of disorderly conduct for allegedly hurling a chair from a bar rooftop. The chair landed just a few feet away from police officers standing below. Fortunately, no one was injured, and Wallen is currently released on a bond of $15,000, with a court appearance scheduled for May 3rd. As per Tennessee laws, there are several types of felony reckless endangerment, but 2 of them, Class C and Class D, involve a firearm. Wallen's offense wouldn't qualify for those leaving a Class E felony, for which the weapon is more broadly defined. According to legal firms such as Best and Brock in Chattanooga, Tennessee, the sentencing for a Class E felony could range from 1 to 6 years of imprisonment, with a possible fine up to $3,000. While Morgan, thankfully, did not hurt anyone, a Vanderbilt student sustained a serious head wound when she became the victim of a similar crime 2 years before. On March 26, 2022, Madison Ferguson was walking with a friend past Jason Aldean's kitchen and rooftop bar when she was struck in the head by a metal chair thrown from 3 stories above. Wyatt Whitlock, a resident of Oklahoma, was arrested when he was identified by bar staff. Whitlock was initially charged with aggravated assault, but later reached a plea deal when he admitted guilt to reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon. He is currently on probation and has filed for the charges to be expunged. Morgan's case is different, though, as he fortunately did not hurt anyone. But then there are some other complexities, too. Firstly, the incident involves cops who could have possibly been hurt. And then there's his status of being a country music star, which means the whole world is watching. Another big factor at play would be Morgan's track record. Note that in 2020, Wallen was arrested for disorderly conduct and public intoxication. And during the pandemic, he was also criticized for being seen out in public without a mask, drinking and hugging others. He may not be a threat to the society, but his past actions may lead to at least a slap on the wrist, if not more. Nashville criminal defense attorney David Rabin told People that while Wallen could face up to 6 years in prison, the likelihood of him receiving the maximum sentence or serving consecutive sentences is quite slim. Rabin anticipates some form of incarceration, underscoring the seriousness of the risk involved in Wallen's actions. He says, they may want to have some degree of incarceration, and this is a really serious thing. It's the risk that's punishable, not what actually happened. There's also a chance Wallen is put on diversion, which would mean his record gets expunged after he pleads guilty and completes probation. Can Morgan's actions be excused? And what are the real reasons behind his frequent run-ins with the law? Check out the link above for more details. And please do hit the like and subscribe buttons for your daily dose of country.